Well, our Bruce Williams travels Vancouver Island more and more often than most people and gathers stories on the way, which he brings to us on Tuesdays and Fridays. Tonight, Bruce shares with us the story of a military facility that uses a skill unchanged for centuries. It keeps the Navy afloat, and it's another reason Bruce tells us, I love this island.
This building is one of CFB Esquimald's oldest, built in 1891. And what happens here involves a process that's been unchanged for even longer. For hundreds of years, Navy riggers have made rope.
Riggers have been sending ships to sea just about as long as shipwrights have been building them, and sail makers have been building the sails.
Terry and the crew here create all the sizes and shapes and configurations and colors of rope that are used on Royal Canadian Navy ships. Big and small, they make them all, but they're mostly big.
This is a two-in-one braid piece of nylon rope. It has a braided nylon core and a separate braided nylon cover.
Terry and his colleague Bruce put this combination in place, which will keep a Navy ship in place. It will end up with the big loop on the end that secures the ship to the jetty. In general, rope is best at sea and around water, of course, because rope doesn't rust. But metal rope is important too, and it's still spliced in the same traditional way.
So I insert my marlin spike. For the particular strand, I'm going to tuck and do a tuck in the strand.
Traditional means using traditional tools like the marlin spike, and
that's a traditional fid for splicing three-stranded rope. We still use those today.
The rigging loft is full of examples of what's been done here for so long. Some of it almost looks like works of art, rope sculptures, all very precise. Marking, measuring, pulling and pushing, slicing and taping, and chopping. Obviously, what happens here is all about safety because it keeps the ships secure when they're tied, and this becomes something that also has a part in safety.
Basically, a utility mat for on all sorts of surfaces on the ships to not damage anything from a piece that's delicate that's being lifted onto the ship to browse chafing the deck to covering wireways. It protects the ship's surface, too, the integrity of the metal, and it's a safe place to stand on a wet, slippery deck. Rigging has a long history, and the future of this timeless craft looks secure.
We have so many young guys that have an interest in the craft, and they show up eager to work every day, and it's great to have a crew like that to work with.
If this trade interests you, get in touch with the Navy, because they would be happy to show you the ropes. And they're another reason I love this island. Bruce Williams, CTV News, Esquimalt.